Hello, welcome back to the channel. I am Lando Abyss, and today we're gonna go over Yuki's full kit. So my previous video, it wasn't Yuki's full kit because we didn't have all her epiphanies. Now we have all her epiphanies because this is for the English version, and we're able to see everything and see how her epiphanies would change her gameplay style or the effects on certain cards. So you want to check out this live stream. It was a live stream that they showcased the new season update. It is 2 hours long. It is very different to the Korean version of the dev video that they released. But overall, we able to get the Yuki's full kit. So I'm definitely gonna go over that, check out her kit. And they also released her Manifest Eagle, which is basically her dupes. So I'll be checking out her dupes too to check out where is the stopping point and are her dupes are actually good and worth investing into. Now, let's quickly begin and go over her full kit. So these are her basic cards: Longsword Slash, Rapid Slash, and Flow and Parry. And then we have Prepare to Subdue, Flash Slash, Trickery Strike, Freezing Blade, and Iceberg Cleave. So only Prepare to Subdue, Freezing Blade, Trickery Strike, and Flash Slash have epiphanies. Sadly, Iceberg Cleave does not get an epiphany effect. So now let's begin and start looking at her epiphanies. Alright, so let's begin by looking at the base card and we're going to jump right into the epiphanies. So the base card says draw one attack card of this unit, increase damage amount of that card by 20% for one turn. Now let's jump right into the epiphanies. So the first epiphany is saying it has retain. So it adds the retain, draw one attack card of this unit, increase damage amount of that card by 40% for one turn. So that's not bad. So we get a boost and the increased damage by 40%, and we get retained. So we get to choose when we want to use this card. We're not forced to use this card all the time. So we can end our turn and not be worried about losing this card. So I guess it guarantees us to be able to draw an attack card whenever we need it. Now her next epiphany is draw one attack card as this unit, plus 20% damage amount to attack cards of this unit for one turn. Okay, that's nice. So we draw one attack card and it's plus 20% damage to all attack cards in hand for one turn. That's good. So that this could be like, this your way to get, I guess, crazy big bursts in one turn, because we're getting that 20% damage to all cards of this card. So we get 20% damage to all cards of this unit for one turn. That's not bad. Next, we have draw two attack cards of this unit, minus 20% damage for two of those cards for one turn. Okay, I like that she could draw two attack cards, but I don't like the fact that it's minus 20% damage. Because the reason why I don't like that is because she's an AoE damage dealer. Usually characters that have AoE, they usually do less damage because it's AoE. If an AoE character has as much damage as a single target, why would you ever use a single target like character, as you know? So I don't like the idea of the minus 20% damage, because she might need that damage to kill mobs or monsters. But drawing two attack cards might make up for that, because now I guess you just use the two attack cards to clear instead of just drawing one. It allows you to draw two, so that might make up for the minus % damage. Alright, it could be good. Next, we have draw one attack card of this unit, plus 20% damage to those cards for one turn. Inspiration, draw one attack card of this unit. Okay, now I like this better. So this could be a draw two if you draw into this. So the inspiration effect allows you to get another attack card. So if you're able to use a draw effect to get this card, this is a draw two. So it's like a better version of this without the negative damage. And this gives you extra damage on top of that. Okay, I think I prefer this. I will definitely prefer this over this anytime. I would definitely prefer the fourth epiphany way more than the third one, for sure. Then last epiphany, we have draw one attack card of this unit. At the start of the next turn, draw one attack card. Okay, this is really nice. This allows you to draw, basically guarantee attack card this turn and guarantee attack card next turn. Okay, that's quite nice. And this allows you to play around certain monsters' effects, like if you don't want to trigger an attack, or a monster might do something if you attack them one turn, or basically attack them one more time. This will allow you to kill them the next turn with the guarantee attack card. All right. These Epiphanies are not bad. I like this one, and I like the four of them. I don't like the middle one. So the other four are decent. I like the fourth one the most. The third one I don't like. So out of the four, or out of the five, I only like four. Okay, not bad though. That's a good ratio. 4 out of 5 I like, and one of them I don't like. That's a good ratio. Alright, moving on to Flash Slash. So this is the base card, 220% damage to all enemies. Actually, the 220% damage is probably different because they probably didn't fully upgrade the potential, or this is upgraded fully. I'm not sure, but this percent damage will be different when you get Yuki. It might be higher or lower depending on how much potential they invested into. But other than that, the base card, attack all enemies, inspiration -1 cost code, is a 2 cost. If you draw into it with a card effect, it's a 1 cost. Now let's look at the Epiphanies. Alright, so the first Epiphany we have, okay, is a big buff to the damage. Inspiration stays the same, -1 cost. Okay, big damage, not bad. Next Epiphany, damage stays the same, inspiration -2 cost. Okay, that's good. Because now this is a 0 cost AoE. So it doesn't cost AP. That's not bad. That's really good actually. This might be one of the Epiphanies you go for. Having a 0 cost AoE might be good. But you do have to draw into it. That's the inspiration. That's a kit. You basically want to draw into all her cards to basically get these extra effects. Not bad. That is not bad. So this one is good if you don't draw into it because it has a crazy amount of damage. This one is good if you draw into it because now it's a 0 cost. So now you could use your AP on other skills. Next we have, okay, same damage, inspiration +1 hit. So it changes the inspiration to +1 hit. Okay, so this basically doubles the damage. And it's an AoE hit. That's not bad. Oh, okay. So far, these Epiphanies are not bad. They're all situational, but they can all work in their own ways. That's not bad. So you can say at base value, so if you like drawing this at the start of turn without a card effect, this is not going to be as good as this one because the base value is lower. But if you draw into it, this would do more damage than this one. And with this one costs 0 AP, so you can't go wrong with this. You could use this for free. Alright, not bad. Next we have Retain. 395% damage, plus 60% damage for each drawn card of this unit for 1 turn. Alright. Okay, I see she has a Retain, like a playstyle. She could do a Retain playstyle, which is really cool. Because I am a big fan of Retain cards. So you could keep this in the hand until you have a very big turn where you draw a lot and get the max 3, which is honestly, I think wouldn't be too hard because there's a lot of characters and also there's a lot of ways to draw. So you could probably get this max damage all the time. Okay, the Retain is good too. Let's see if the last one is good. Let's see if we could go 5 out of 5 good Epiphanies or decent Epiphanies. I think all 4 of these right now have a good use. Let's see if the last one has a good use. So the last one, it goes to a 3 cost. It boosts the damage, but when used costs 1. I mean -1 cost. Alright. Okay, so alright. I see. Alright, so I said this has pros and cons. So the pros is that you could get this down to almost like a very low cost. If you're in like a prolonged fight that has a lot of AoE or you need a lot of AoE, this card might be good because you could get this down to like probably a really low cost and it does decent damage, like really good damage. But the thing is, if it's like a short fight, like based on hyperspace, like those type of battles, this might not be good because you're spending 3 AP for AoE. Unless this card could wipe out those enemies in 1 turn, it might not have value in short-term value and battles. It may have value in long-term battles, but in short-term battles, this may not have value unless you wipe it out the field in basically 1 turn, allowing it to basically go back to the 2 cost value. And then you're getting more value out of this. If this able to one shot like the first wave, you're getting value out of this, and it could be really good. I guess it really depends on when you go or when or where you're going to use this card. It does have a high percent damage, which is I guess can make up for the 3 costs, but other than that, I'm a little iffy on this. Okay, so my rating, I would get this a 4.5 out of Epiphanies. I believe it could be decent this last Epiphany, but I'm just not sure yet. It really depends on how much damage this could really do, because if it's able to clear a first wave, then it might be good in like something like based in a hyperspace, because now you're able to wipe out the first like wave and it goes down in cost, which is good. Basically equaling the same cost of the rest of these. I give it 4.5 because I'm a little iffy on it. These Epiphanies, 4 of them are really good. I think the 4 of them are really good. I think each of these could work in their own way. But the last one, I believe it can work, but it's a little iffy. That cost is just a lot. You're basically using all your AP for that turn. So let's move on. Alright, now we at Trickery Strike. So the base card has Retain, 180% damage, activate inspiration for 1 random card of this unit in hand. Activate, okay, I see. Activate the inspiration for 1 random card of this unit in hand. So you could basically use this to activate the inspiration of a card in hand for free. Well, not for free, it does cost 1. But you get the inspiration effect of the card. That's kind of cool. That's actually really cool. Alright, so now let's jump into the Epiphanies to see how the card changes. So the first Epiphany is, it seems to be a boost in damage. Choose 1 card of this unit in hand. Activate the inspiration effect. Oh, wait. Oh, I see. Okay, this Epiphany allows you to choose. The base card is random. Okay. Alright, that's good then. That's good. Being able to choose what inspiration you want is good. Now moving on to this one. Retain, Retrieve. See, increase the damage. Activate inspiration for 1 random card of this unit in hand. But it has Retrieve, so you can basically activate this twice. I like that. And it has Retain, so you're not forced to use it. I like that. I like that it has Retrieve, so you could use this multiple times. I really do. I really like that a lot. Alright. Moving on. Activate inspiration for all cards of this unit in hand. Okay. That is good. The only thing I don't like is, are you going to have all her cards that have inspiration in hand at that time? This is only good when you have all her cards in hand. But when you do, this is amazing. That's top tier. That's a really good card. I think that's not bad. I don't think you could go wrong with that. Alright, let's move on to the next one. Oh, but it doesn't have damage. I guess that's the only downside. It doesn't have damage. So this card right here, this is probably has single target damage. So I guess losing the damage might be bad though. Alright, let's move on to the next one. 180% damage. Draw 1 card that has inspiration effect. Alright, so it does damage and then allows you to draw a card with inspiration effect. That's good too. Wait, these are actually, alright, these Epiphanies are actually quite good. And then her last one, big increase the damage, inspiration -1 cost. So you can have a 0 cost, crazy damage for single target. Alright. Actually, I think all these Epiphanies are actually quite good. And the last one is actually decent too, because this gives her that single target damage. Since she has a lot of AoE, this gives her that single target damage with a crazy boost in damage, as you can see. Goes up to 312%. Okay, these are not bad. I might get this 5 out of 5. I believe you could probably use all of these in a way. These could all be useful in a way. Alright, I get that 5 out of 5. So let's move on to the next one. Alright, let's look at the base card. Freezer Blade is an upgrade, unique. When using a card of this unit with an activated inspiration, 60% damage to all enemies. Okay, so whenever you use inspiration, a card with inspiration, basically it has to be procced already. You just do 60% extra damage to all enemies. And it's a permanent upgrade. That's not bad. So that's the base card. Let's look at the Epiphanies now. Alright, now let's get her first epiphany. So we get, when using a card of this unit with activate inspiration, 90% damage. Okay, it goes from 60 to 90, so it's a boost in damage mainly. Then her next one is unique initiation, and it goes down to 0 cost. When using a card of this unit with activated inspiration, 60% damage to all enemies. Alright, for her second effect, it goes down to a 0 cost. It has unique initiation. When I'm using a card of this unit with activated inspiration, 60% damage. Okay, no change to damage. I guess it's because of this initiation and goes 0 cost. Okay, so this initiation, I'm not sure if this outbreak award or lead. I guess the biggest thing is that it's 0. If it's outbreak award, that means it starts at the top of your deck. If it's lead, that means that at the beginning of the turn, there's a chance that it turns to a 0 cost. Oh, they need to fix it in translation. I'm not sure which one this is. But a 0 cost upgrade is really nice. You don't have to waste your AP to get the upgrade. Alright, moving on. Now we have, when using a card of this unit with an activate inspiration, 100% damage, 130% damage to a random enemy. Okay, so it goes from AoE to single target damage. Alright, so I guess if you're going to use her as a single target damage dealer for some reason, I guess this is the upgrade. Or actually, if you need single target damage for like bosses that don't have AoE units, this would be a really good epiphany to pick up. This will allow her to do a lot better in boss fights that don't have AoE units. There's only one unit. This allows you to do more single target damage. Alright, that's good. You can't go wrong with that. It's situational, but it's really good. And plus it has a higher damage, so this might be really good. You never know. Might be really good. Next, we have 30% damage to attack cards of this unit that targets all enemies. 30% damage to attack cards of this unit that targets all enemies. Okay, that's good because most of her deck is AoE. Or like most of her really good cards are AoE, so this just give it a great damage boost to all her AoE skills. But you do lose the effect of whenever a card with inspiration is used, you get AoE. Because she do have cards that don't have she do have cards that have inspiration that's single target, so you're gonna lose that extra AoE damage. Well, okay. So she's gonna lose that extra AoE damage with the cards that single target, but all her AoE cards get a good damage boost. But she do have cards that have inspiration on single target, and you lose out on some extra AoE damage. I guess it's very situational. If you just build her for straight AoE, you don't care about single target, then this upgrade is nice. But if you want to use her for if you want to use all of her kit, it might not be the best because she do have a few cards that are single target with inspiration. And if you use the card with inspiration, you do get extra AoE from the base card. This one is situational. It depends on how you're building her. I believe this one is mainly if you're building her for a good AoE, or you just need that extra AoE damage. Maybe the AoE damage is not good enough. This will make the AoE damage a lot better. Now her last one. At the start of turn, activate inspiration for one random card of this unit in hand. Alright, that's interesting. So this will allow you, so if you draw her cards at the start of turn, this will allow you to get an inspiration for the card. Okay, this makes her a lot better when you don't have any draw cards in hand. This could proc inspiration on a random card. Alright, that's good. I like that. Okay, you can't go wrong with these. Like I said before, I might do 4.5. Because I think this card that gives bonus damage to AoE is good. But it's situational, so I'm gonna get these epiphanies 4.5. It's not bad. It is not bad. Alright, so let's move on. So this is her last card, Iceberg Cleave. Damage to all enemies. Inspiration plus 1 hit minus 20% damage though. Okay, so you double up on the damage, but you do lose 20% damage, but it's plus 1 hit. So you attack twice. You're doubling up on the damage, but 20% less damage. Alright, so her kit is not bad. She has some really good synergy. I like that she has Retain. I am a big fan of Retain. Retain is really nice. So that is basically her full kit with her Epiphanies. Oh, so as you can see, like right here, like I mentioned, she do have some single target cards that have inspiration. So losing that little bit AoE, as you can see right here, when you activate a card with inspiration, you get 60% damage to all enemies. So even though this is single target, it will still do AoE damage. So choosing that Epiphany that only adds damage to AoE might not be the best sometimes, because if you're not getting rid of her basic cards, if you're not getting rid of these 2 basic attack cards, you're not going to get the benefit of the AoE damage, where that AoE damage might be helpful in some ways. But overall, that is her kit. Well, that is her full kit for her cards. Oh, we do have a look at her ego skill. So this is her ego skill. 300% damage to all enemies. Move all attack cards of this unit to the hand, to the top of the draw pile. 50% damage for each card move. Alright, so you have some draw cards from another unit. You can put all her cards back on top of the deck, or all her attack cards back on top of the deck, so you could draw and activate their inspiration. Not bad, not bad. Now, the only thing we have to look at now is her manifests, basically her dupes, right? Alright, so these are her dupes. So let's quickly look at her dupes really quick. So her first dupe, remove the 20% damage amount of the effect on Iceberg Cleave. I don't like that. I feel that's weak. That is a weak dupe. So you have to get you have to spend all your resources to get another character only to remove the 20% damage off of Iceberg Cleave. I do not think that's worth it at all. That dupe is not worth it. Well, because you have to think about it. The resources you're spending to get a dupe, you could get a brand new character somewhere else. You could get a brand new character that has a whole full kit. It has a full kit. This I don't see how this dupe is comparing to a full character. I don't see how this dupe will compare to a full character. I feel like this dupe is weak. Although I do like the idea of getting rid of the minus damage on her card, I feel like it's weak. I feel like it should do some more. I feel like it should do more. I don't like the first dupe. Okay, her second dupe. At the start of battle, activates inspiration for cards of this unit drawn at the start of turn for 2 turns. Okay, I like this. This is nice. This is really nice. Oh wait, it's only for 2 turns? No. Okay, that's how they get you. So this is a really good dupe. So this allows you to activate the inspiration of cards that's drawn at the start of the turn. So you don't have to use a card effect to get the inspiration. So you could just basically play regular and they have the inspiration effects already at the start of the turn. That's really good, but it's only for 2 turns. That's how they get you. Only for 2 turns. See, now I ain't gonna lie. If they had it for 3 or 4 turns, this dupe is crazy. Although I still like the dupe. The dupe is nice. The dupe is actually quite nice. Like this dupe, I could say it's kind of worth it. I don't like how low the turns is. 2 turns. So like if you're in the baseline hyperspace, like they say like that's our biggest challenge right now. Or like it's not good when you're doing farming your promotion materials, fighting the guy, what's his name, Judas. This dupe is not worth it there because the battle is long. You're gonna lose this effect. It's only 2 turns. But based on hyperspace, like once you get to the later stages, it's only 2 waves. So this is quite nice. If you're able to kill the wave in 1 turn, this is quite nice. I like this dupe. I don't like how short it is though. I don't like how short it is. Okay, let's go to the next one. Okay, this is only a damage boost to her ego skill. So it gets 50% more damage for each card moved to the draw pile. Oh no, it goes from 50% to 80%. Okay. So a 30% boost. I guess this is basically similar to everyone. I think the third dupe is basically boosting all ego skills. So let's go to the fourth one. If you want to see it, this is right here. So it just increased the more damage she gets for each attack card going back to the draw pile. Alright, so let's look at her fourth dupe now. Alright, it says gain 1 sword dance each time this unit card is drawn through an ability. Sword dance, 10% damage amount to attack cards of this unit for 1 turn. Max 2 stacks. Alright, so it's saying, okay, we get sword dance each time this unit draws the card to ability. And it's, so we can get 20% damage for each time we draw an attack card of us. But it says for 1 turn. So like, is this permanent or not? So I guess if I understand this, we gain 1 sword dance. So we get a sword dance. That should be permanent right there. But the effect of sword dance says 10% damage amount to attack cards of this unit for 1 turn. Meaning that the damage doesn't stay there for the next turn because it says 1 turn. So do we have to re-trigger this? Or by the next turn, because we already have 2 sword dance, it's just going to apply the attack damage already. Oh, I'll have to see, but I don't think I've gone for 4 dupes. But the damage boost is nice. It's just a free damage boost for doing what she already does, drawing cards. It's a decent damage boost. It's okay. It's not the craziest damage boost, but it's okay damage boost. Let's go. Okay, let's go on to our next one. Oh, her 5th dupe is just boosting the potential levels. Okay, nothing too crazy. And then her last dupe, increase max stacks of sword dance by 1 and change the damage amount to 15. So it could go to 3, so 45% damage increase. Alright, so in order to make the 4th dupe really good, you need to get the 6th dupe. Well, I guess the idea is that you already got 4 dupes. You might as well get the 6th one, right? The 6th one's okay. The 6th one make the 4th one okay. So if you're going for 4, you might as well go for 6. That's crazy. Alright, so look at her dupes. I personally would say if you want to get dupes, I think her second one is where you stop. Unless you want to go all the way to 6. Her 4th one is okay damage boost, but her 6th dupe makes the 4th one better. If you understand what I'm meaning. I mean, if you understand what I'm saying, the 6th dupe makes the 4th better. So it's like, if you're going for the 4th dupe, you might as well get the 6th. But I honestly think her 2nd dupe is probably where you probably would stop if you want to invest into or get more dupes. Everything else I don't feel is worth it. Her 1st dupe I think is trash. If you're going to stop at the 1st dupe, I don't think it's worth going for it. You just remove 20% damage. I don't think that's worth the investment. I don't think removing 20% damage amount on Iceberg Cleave is worth the investment of basically pulling for a whole new character. Well, I guess we're gonna stop there. So that is basically her full kit. I hope you enjoy. I hope you got some knowledge and understanding of how her kit works and how Epiphany works now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoy. Take care. I will be streaming or making videos as soon as she is dropped. So watch out for those. Like and subscribe, and peace out.